Rival Esports a little bit more warmed up for this map. Of course, I see previous maps, what you've done in the past does not matter in this very moment.
Playing rafters, be it on Clubhouse or on Labs. Nice Nitro, big bang onto a Razor. That is a huge amount of util dismantled.
One of the most experienced players in the server. Walken goes to the right track. There's the injury, no confirmation. Tries to go for a second, but gets shut down by Wedables, cutting off that flank.
Especially if he's going to get targeted here by the Deimos. You know what would be a fantastic combo here is the double. And we do see it, the Dokkaebi and the Deimos at the same time.
Oh,
Hunter is forced to make a choice. Tank 40 damage from the Dokkaebi and stand still from the Deimos. In the end, he falls to the Deimos. So well played, but Elements, despite being targeted, is able to take the fight onto Wedables and a second.
Jesus.
3K on the round, but from down below, Chef is able to bring one back for Rival. Problem is, 15 seconds remain, and now the gas keeps him at bay at the connected door and at the breach on site. Proxy low HP. Good breach on this wall, but it does give a deeper angle to be utilized by Pluto. Not a lot of time to work with here. Proxy has to hold the plant. The impact almost lands. An active pinch from Chef, but the trade coming back. And again, it's Sharky to clutch up. And a big round for the smoke sitting at the backline for ManLFO.
Beautiful there as well. In the 2v2, they're realizing, hey, we have impact grenades for plant denial. We know.
Sharky's now getting called. Elements wants to hold on. He's
Standing.
making a bit of a distraction. Yeah, I don't know how ACOG managed to get into a plant position, but it gets denied by
Right above your face, but he's not scared. Doesn't even flinch. Proxy has a flank drone, I think. His knowledge about this flank potential. They're shut down. Beers. Pluto found his teammate. 6 seconds. They're dropping down the hatch into a crossfire. Pluto gets both of the kills. And Beers as well, also in the basement, playing that late round win condition of, hey guys, if you guys lose the bomb site, I can still C4 plant denial in the last 2 seconds of the round. So try not to play that timer, but it's again Elements getting 2 kills out of nowhere.
Oh man, how does he keep getting away with it? 5-1 at the moment, looking for another great peak, but Proxy shuts him down. Little bit of redemption for Proxy.
On paper, phenomenal. But then the team kill happens, they lose the buck. It's 3 rounds. So I want to see now, after attack timeout, can they try and bait them into a bad positioning and try and punish Man? Nope, nope. They have IQ, but for Dokkaebi, not at all. They have to answer it ultimately and take the time. A bit of an unnecessary swing there from Beers, but good use of the grenades there from
Themselves again at a standstill, waiting to see if Rival will make the next move. With ManLFO, will continue to put that pressure on and lash out. Proxy finds a good pick on Hunter, but we know a lot of team damage there on a Razor as he tries to vault on through, and eventually he finds a kill. Good trade onto Elements. Meanwhile, Pluto's phone will detonate, will take a bit of damage, and be forced off from the fire. The first chance we've seen from Rival to find a first round on the board, and Wedables seals the to make sure that if there's any Warden on the board, they would EMP that too. In this case, there is none. The smoke is the one gets targeted. There is nothing whatsoever from ManLFO. They were not expecting Rival to go for the rush, and Proxy kicks things off. Nice injury as well. Chef on the glass covering Eraser. As he looks to try and escape, he instead decides tucking the corner is safer. He finds a kill on the post. ManLFO desperate, looking to get close back to site, but time has ticked away, and now they've just thrown bodies at the problem. Pluto, 1v5. Finally, Rival have built that momentum back up, and
you wouldn't destroy the bandit battery. It only affects the player itself. So, you can damage the bandit, but he can tank it, of course.
Of course, but you will. He could try and dedicate to just holding this rotation, but it's very risky to do so. He holds the angle, he waits for Elements to peek, the trigger discipline, and Elements wins the fight! A lot of damage that Wedables is able to achieve, but it doesn't matter because Elements gets the last laugh. Nice shot from Chef through the drone hole. And now there's a plant opportunity presenting itself. It's Proxy who's got that defuse, so Chef on low HP has to be the single man to cover. No Nitro Cell, but 3 smokes from Sharky. As a spray through that smoke puts Proxy in a hell of a poor position. Beers comes out with the Keratos, and it is a final round on the board at the end of the half for ManLFO. 4-2 on the split, and Pluto says, you gotta win those tables. Old age is showing, and the turns have certainly tabled as we close up the half. A 4-2 split for ManLFO. Not optimistic about the glum faces on the rival side.
Great job at trading each other when they're
They made short work of that delay tactic.
Could be
Mirror window.
You're crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it would be ideal if Proxy could somehow use a Kiba barrier to then reinforce the wall, but obviously he's completely out of Kibas. And he actually gets a nice quick shot onto Elements before Beers trades it. Beers is such low HP, but so is...
Can get a kill around it, but it does feel like Sharky as Monty has to be the playmaker in every scenario. There are no more C4s, there's no shield counters, just like guns in the server, but Shaiikademy shut down, as does Hunter. They've been just Beers on 1 HP, Sock and IT. He finds 1 kill, that's probably all he's gonna get.
Against 3, not likely to happen. He's also about to walk straight into a Razor. And rival Esports...
Fine, but nah.
Yeah, oh well. G36 Supremacy. Speaking of the F2, here it comes. 2 big kills from Pluto. You said it, Pengu. And Pluto proved it in the server. Now Beers, he steps up with the M762 and gets a double. Imagine your poor Chef getting shot from all angles. Sharky confirms the fight.
They're not sure exactly where these roamers are, and it's because there's a Vigil on the board, so hard to catch. But they find APAC instead on the Valkyrie. Again, Elements. Playmake after playmake keeps out the opening kills for his team. Wedables does straight back as a Hunter though, but it's only the Lion, one of the lesser important numbers. Look at this, that's the bomb site teams.
Huge. Yeah, this is perfect. Pluto was so patient. He didn't get too freaked out by the fact that he saw that mirror window at the start of the round. He just patiently played this. He knew he had the solid snake, so he could always scan and check that there's no one in the site and he might be able to find a gap, and so he does. Now it's time for a plan, and Proxy, my friend, you needed to get right onto that much earlier with the electronic scanner to know where the plan was going down. This is going to be match point for ManLFO, no questions asked. Good luck trying to retake this. Eraser finally back to side with the Boss G, but this roam has been completely ineffectual, and now they know they're staring at a Monty. The Monty of Sharky is just waiting for anyone from Rival to approach him, and so we can call that out to Pluto and Beers. Playing on the mirror window, free kill for Pluto. Finds a second one as well. It's all up to Proxy, who can find 1, but good luck finding the rest. Sharky is still alive on the Monty. He'll just keep giving call-outs. It's really just on Pluto to confirm it with the F2, and man does...
So if you hear the gun in a certain location, or hear C4 pressure from 3 different angles, the exact thing they had to fix from their first attempt on top floor.
Oh, big kill though. Now into the 5v4. Nice Nitro. Doesn't quite land deep enough, and I think it was heard just in time for Elements to dodge it. Elements has been on top today. Wedables traded back after he finds his. He's even at the moment. 7-7-7 as Pluto calls him Unk. Eraser says he needs to have an impact. Kill. Unless Chef and Eraser can win this in the 2v3. Big kill from Chefy. But it's now a 1v1 for Eraser. With Beers on the ground, Sharky's got to do it. He's got the DMR and also 1 fire to work with. Pluto is still smack talking in the chat. The suppressor is an interesting choice here from Sharky. No diffuser. He's got to go get it back. Instead, he's going to go for the revive.
Smart.
He knows exactly where Eraser is, all the way deep inside of Electrical, but the diffuser is also within his clutches. It becomes a 1v2 again, and Beers are just left with a lot more things to think about at the end of that game. Unfortunately for them, obviously that is the end of the road for today, and you know, not the week that they were hoping for, even though they did finally get their first win on the board yesterday. Of their first 4 games, Pengu, just a single win on the board for Rival. Welcome on in, and congrats on such a big win, especially after yesterday. I hope you don't mind, but I do want to start by talking about yesterday, because obviously we didn't get you into after the game. 6-5, and then obviously Barbie Boys end up getting the better of you on border. What happened there, and what did you learn from it that you took into today?
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, we felt like we should have really won that game, and those are the ones that hurt, right? You're in control, you understand the round, you have the momentum with, you know, we've lost a few rounds, but we've gotten a good start on the back half, and then, look, it happens. You know, you get a bit overzealous, we hear in the com that he's 1 HP, you know, you're just like, look, I'm confident in my gunplay, I'm gonna swing it, and then they take the momentum from there, we can never recover it. And we lose 2 rounds even so after that. But I think today what we realized is that at the end of the day, we got 1 point, right? It wasn't the worst thing that could happen. And we knew within ourselves that we were actually really have the depth of the team. I think it kind of showed today with being able to bring out Nighthaven Labs and win in the fashion we did. So I'm very happy with the boys and the result that they had today. Yeah.
As you should be. Today was a pretty big opponent, I would say, in Rival. You know, we hyped up the match to be a super close series, maybe overtime potential worthy. When you guys were on defense, it seemed like it was a very conscious choice to go for that disruptive plays, not let them go for execution, not let them go for plant attempts. Talk me through the game plan specifically for Nighthaven Labs and specifically for Rival today. What was the stylistic choices you made to try and take them down as easily as you could?
Yeah, look, I think as I was saying maybe in the first interview, part of what we did in the off season, or when we, not off season, but we didn't make it, so we just sat down and we wanted to open the range of what we had, the depth that we had, and that was really just it, right? We have that depth to be able to react to whatever team we have in front of us, right? They're not the first team that is very step by step. They're not the first team, they're not the last team we're going to encounter that's going to be very step by step. So having that approach to be able to counter all types of teams, I think was really just the game plan. We didn't do anything out of the ordinary than we normally do. So, yeah.
Cool. Just before we let you go, Sally, I really would love to talk about a few things. I don't know how much time we got. Maybe our producer will cut me off eventually, but I'm going to take advantage of the time we've got with you right now. So,
yeah, I think this is the first interview I had with you guys.
Yeah, it's been a while. This is our first play day of OCE for the two of us as well. But the first thing I want to ask you, Sally, is obviously we have 2 spots to OCE this stage. Very exciting for you guys. You came 3rd in stage 1. There's an obvious top 2, at least we thought there was, in this region with EP and Chiefs. Huge organizations, huge pedigree. And then we have, teams like, Rival today, of course, the former Rock LFO roster now coming back in a big way with Arcade Esports. You guys being the 3rd place in stage 1. How do you realistically feel like you fit into the competition? And obviously for you guys, you've never made it to an international event. Is this the time that can change?
Look, everyone is thinking about it in the whole league. Like, it's in the forefront. EP did a good job for the region to finally get us 2 spots, so it's nice to have. I think where we place, we have expectations within ourselves, of course, but we try and put it aside, especially when we get into that server, right? It's just round after round in front of us and putting one foot forward. So the first goal for us, the first step, is that playoffs. This is the first time we've had only 4 spots for the playoffs. We saw EP go down and lose the whole 3 points. We don't know if that's going to be like a big factor as we get closer to the game days. So we know we're versing teams that, if you look at in the past, we've beat before, right? So getting and racking up those points, and even if it's 1 point here, even if it's 2 points there, you take as many as you can, and then you just hope everything shakes out as it is VO1. So anything can happen. I'm sure we'll still see some surprises in the coming next few weeks.
Yeah, well, you've only dropped 1 point in your first 4 games, Sally, so congrats to you for that. Of course, next week you got 6 targets, then you got Chiefs and Enterprise, your 2 toughest games of the stage. So good luck for those, and I hope that we see you in stage finals.
Okay, thanks guys.
Cheers, mate.
Cheerios.